So, we may or may not be able to escape this location after having done that, and potentially not actually opened up that area properly. But we're gonna find out now. We're gonna see. So, I suppose let's save again, because when we're testing the limits of the game like this, I think it is helpful, generally speaking, to save frequently. This is quest-related. This has a key.
Bones fell through the crevice years ago.
Okay. So if we can use that key somehow to get out of this place, that would probably be helpful, because, we may or may not be trapped here. Maybe about to find out. But I don't think we have many options other than to head back through here. I'm gonna throw on the killer whale potion just in case we do, in fact, need to be able to swim underwater for an extended period of time, because that was weird that we didn't get any indicator for how much breath we had remaining. That is largely the reason why I was thinking that seemed awfully strange and felt like we might have actually gone in a place where we weren't supposed to go, or at least didn't trigger all the stuff to open the gate. Where is the actual killer whale? No, it's this orange one, right? There it is. Okay. Let's get rid of white honey, at least for the time being. And let's switch to killer whale just in case we need it. Because we're maybe testing the limits in ways that we shouldn't be testing them. Because, yeah, again, no meter for how much breath we have. Nope, this time we can go right through. No problem. Okay, so maybe for some reason Geralt was just struggling to go through the first time. Don't know why, but I think we now have it. So we have a couple of keys. Now I'm thinking we probably end up going to the building. Which one? One that we've tried going into on a few occasions, but it's been locked. Which I think is actually back in this direction. If we can hop this, which we can. This building here, which I don't really think that's the way to get it. I think the main entrance is passed through here. Can we jump this? Yeah, we can. This spot. Yeah, let's just double check real quick what the quest is saying. So unlock the chapter house doors and get rid of the werewolf in the guard. Yeah, so we have both keys. I guess you maybe just needed both keys to unlock both the doors in here. So once again, let's just save. You know? Now we can unlock it. Search the chapter house. Yeah, so why was this place locked up? That is, of course, my primary question. And it seemed like Morkvar really wanted to get in here, which was also a little bit strange. I believe we've read that before. This is obviously the place with the quest item in it, presumably, based on how the chest is glowing. Morkvar's journal. Okay, do tell. Day 24. Tjorstar, the Wise, has proven unworthy of his moniker. He paid me not to attack his village, and then, pleased at his own cleverness, called off the watch. Never had easier work in my life. We slit the men's throats in their sleep and plowed the women till dawn. Not much loot, but primo entertainment. Okay, so yeah, now we've heard secondhand how terrible of a person Morkvarg was. Now this is the part where we read Morkvarg's journal and experience it a little bit more directly, or at least get a better picture of what exactly it was that he did that was so bad. Day 26. When we were sailing from Ranvik, we heard owls hooting, an ill omen, so I ordered us to turn back to shore. Uke laughed about how I'm supposed to be so brave, yet I'm afeared of the gods. I tossed him overboard with a knife between his ribs, but I could tell I'd lost a bit of respect in the lad's eyes. I'll have to do something to prove I've still got the biggest prick on board. And keep them from getting any stupid ideas. Okay. Asserting dominance. Our visit to Hindersfjall was a success. Priestesses dead, monument smashed, holy tomes burned, mead barrels drained. We divvied up the silver. I took the votives. Norrolf, son of Udulik, took the basins and spoons. Mon, son of Godvar, took the candlesticks and jewelry, while Einar Son of Toradar? Excuse me, we heard that name Einar before. Einar was the person we were talking to about Morkvarg previously. Person who we were talking to just before we accidentally stole a fishing rod and got chased away by the guards. Einar, we were accusing you of perhaps being a bit of a fraidy cat for running away from Morkvarg, saying, why didn't you show honor and try to protect the priestesses? It seems like perhaps you were with Morkvarg. You're one of Morkvarg's friends, perhaps. That might be why you were spared, the only person who lived. Tomorrow we'll sail to Speakerog, see what the merchant wenches have brought to market. Okay. So, sure, we've learned more. Now we ask Einar why he lied to us about Morkvarg. And talk to the priestesses of Melitele. Let's learn what happened in the garden. Okay. Yeah, it seems like we're basically going to do a bunch of other things to get more information, and then we're going to come back to speak to, or well, resolve the problem with Morkvarg. I do wonder if it matters the order in which we do these things, because I could see it being the case that, for example, if we talk to Einar and we tell him, hey man, you lied to our face, and you were actually with Morkvarg all along, and you're probably a terrible person who enabled him to do the terrible things that he did, probably not going to be all that pleasant of a conversation, probably going to turn into a fight. And could mean that if we do that, we can't do this. Maybe, maybe not. And so, if we do have to choose between these two, I think I would prioritize talking to the priestesses. And if we can still talk to Einar after that, then great. But if we have to choose, then I think I would prefer to talk to the priestesses. So let's go to them first, at the very least. Okay. So, we have learned much. Now, will Morkvarg be here again? Because again, don't really know if there is, or how exactly his respawning works. If it's all, like, purely scripted, so to speak, and it's only once you visit certain places for the first time that he shows up, or if instead it is a certain amount of time he can start coming back after that. But either way, looks like we've done everything that we need to do in this direct location for now. Oh, are the priestesses? They're actually there. I was assuming you meant the priestesses in Lothatan that we'd already spoken to. Not the ones over here. Interesting. Okay, we do have other things that we did want to do here. The taken by or for or last, whatever preposition goes along with that. That other quest is also in this location. This is, I believe, the Temple of Freya, which we've not yet been to. So I am intrigued. There are potentially numerous things for us to do there. So we'll have to see what happens once that does happen. We may get a little distracted, at least for a bit. But we'll see. We shall see. That means we're headed this way, and we haven't even really been on this path at all either. So let's keep our eyes peeled here a bit, in case we do run across anything new. Sounds like wolves over there. Oh! Admittedly, not what I expected your temple to look like. Not gonna lie, I thought this was going to be a cave entrance, and in some ways, it is. Hello. Taken for Alaska is also updated. I think, again, just given how we have so many quests going on simultaneously here, I'm gonna just keep on saving. So let's just take a quick look at Taken as a lass. That's to speak to Shirisu. So in theory, we could even deliberately not speak to you and speak to other people instead. If we did not want to initiate, or at least get this one going in case this starts going in a direction where suddenly it becomes time sensitive. Because we do have a lot of things. Well, I'd like to wrap up the Morkvarg stuff before we start going to other things, because that's sort of been unresolved for a while, and it feels like it may not technically be time sensitive, but it feels like it should be. So you're the person we're going to deliberately ignore. Sorry.
Greetings. What may I help you with this time?
Ah, we
Morkvar,
did meet you
Got a few more questions.
in the previous village. Okay. And we have theoretically already asked you these questions, that's why they're grayed out. Is a little discouraging.
Farewell.
I
The
think
goddess protect you from all evil.
let us try to speak to other
You who grant us
people
love.
in that case.
Why does the goddess bring you here?
Brought myself here, seems to me.
Oh.
You do not worship Freya.
Yeah, you
No,
got that one.
But I
you got me.
respect those that do, including her priestesses.
This does you credit, but is meaningless as well. For
Oh.
Freya rewards and punishes those of other faiths and infidels as she does her own. Worship her and it will help, though it will settle nothing.
Okay.
What do you need?
Hey, Mrs. Oxymoron. Oh. You are an alchemy person, it would seem.
Mind if I have a look at your
Just
wares?
take a quick look at your wares. But I don't think there's much here of particular note. Other than, I mean, we could potentially just sell some stuff to you, because we do have a fair bit of alchemy-related stuffs. Probably more Endriga embryos than we're ever gonna need, I hope? You know, that's one of those things that I hope we don't ever really need, to tell you the truth, at all. Harpy Talons, similar story. So, I mean, we'll hold on to some of them in case we do have additional quests, or rather, alchemy or crafting related things that we need these for. But I think, you know, it's pretty safe to sell at least some of them. And basically just take this as a bit of an opportunity to make some quick coin. Let's see. Necker Warrior Liver? Sure. Why not? Yeah. Okay. We have 97 Essence of Wraith? Excuse me? If we get 100, do we become a Wraith? Is that how that works? Are we 97% of the way there? In which case, don't sell this. We're going to become the Ghost of Geralt in potentially any minute now. Instead, why don't... I mean, we can just sell you a bunch of mushrooms. Sure, it's not really worth much, but... yes. This is worth a fair bit more. This is a little bit harder to get. I think we're mostly getting that from golems. And that's, you know, not something we're encountering every day, so we want to make sure we're saving at least a bit of that. Water Hag, Teeth, probably sell, maybe even all those. Make you broke, and now, mission accomplished. But tell us about the temple.
Tell me something about this temple, could you?
It happened once that Freya lost her favorite white cat. She scoured the Isles and finally found him here.
Oh, so she didn't
Freya's
lose it.
heart filled
Then it was
with
dead,
joy
but it was
when she
alive.
blessed this place. A temple was then established here.
It was blessed, and then it
Didn't
got
know Freya
cursed.
was into cats.
Your ignorance speaks poorly of you.
But it also speaks well of you.
The white cat is the goddess's sacred animal and has deep symbolic significance.
My apologies.
This temple is for those who seek Freya's help in finding what they desperately seek. Perhaps even you shall experience her grace.
I wouldn't count on it.
Scorn her not. Or have you friends so powerful that you can afford to spurn divine aid?
Farewell, crazy lady.
You who grant us love,
Okay,
hatred, and
so I think we more or less have to talk to Barisu for multiple quests, and ideally we'd keep this specifically tied to Morkvarg, and try to keep the taken as a last thing for later on.
Welcome to the Temple of Freya. I'm Kirisu. How can I help?
Oh! Morkvarg is her brother? Is that correct? Or is there someone else? I don't know.
You're Karisu?
I.
Ran into your brother. He's scouring all Skellige for you.
Oh,
You know him?
no, never mind.
Truly.
Your brother's not Morkvarg. Sorry, I take it back.
Fine. Mentioned some pirates had kidnapped you.
It was the most horrible night of my life.
This is totally taking us the last
I
year.
remember fire, cries, and the clink of iron against iron. They herded us on a longship. Toward dawn, a storm broke. It was mayhem. so I took advantage and jumped overboard.
Ooh.
Sisters Astrid and Dala found me on the beach, near dead. They brought me to the temple, watched over me. I owe them my life.
You were lucky. Very.
True. Soon as I get back to Bland Air, me and my brother will make an offering to Freya. And I thank you for your help.
Take care now.
Okay, we may have just finished that quest. Okay, well, tell you what, sure, we're done with the quest now, so why not? Alright, but we're kinda just trying to do the Morkvarg thing. Is it still saying we're supposed to talk to the priestesses? I mean, we may just need to ask you the questions that we asked you previously. We may have just, like, technically done it out of order and made the game a little bit confused, so we might just need to ask you again. Though I am curious if we can ask you any Morkvarg-related questions now that we've settled all that, taken as the last stuff. Except you won't let me speak to you. I'm pressing the talk button. You have become mute. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let us try speaking to you. And asking you the questions that we did ask you previously.
Morkvarg, got a few more questions.
But that are perhaps more relevant now than they were before.
Notice I read didn't mention a curse.
All who live here know of it.
Could be, but I'm not from around here. Could use some information.
Archpriestess Ulva cast the curse.
So you said.
Thanks for stopping by, Joel.
Morkvarg to the garden for all time. So even if he is killed, he returns there.
Wait, what? Freya has a chariot pulled by cats? She's the cat lady? What? How did I miss that? Let's see. So, we asked you about the curse. Let's ask you about... What are we talking about with Morkvarg?
Never heard of this Morkvarg.
I mean,
What
never
is it
mind the fact that
exactly?
we've run into him several times and
Not
killed him
what,
several times.
Who? The worst man Skellige has ever known.
Yeah, he's a terrible person, so even if we could lift the curse, maybe it's not the best thing in the world, because then we're releasing a human being who's going to cause some more
women
havoc.
heavy with child and children he...
I know the type.
They said he feared but one thing, albeit secretly, the wrath of the gods. Morkvarg decided to prove everyone, himself included, wrong. So he came to Hindisfjall to raid the goddess's garden. This was years ago. Archpriestess Ulva stood in his path. He stabbed her in the breast and cast her into the mud. As her blood gushed forth, she cursed Morkvarg, and he transformed into a monster.
Ah, okay, so now the new stuff comes out. Yeah, by the way, you know the whole thing where we said, I'm not sure I'm familiar with this Morkvarg. No, we've actually met him. Just kidding.
Might have already run into this Morkvarg. He, werewolf?
I know not. I'm afraid I've never seen him.
Shame that. Was hoping you could tell me more about him, help me with my work.
You might speak with Toradar's son, Einar.
Okay.
He saw
Yeah.
Morkvarg and his men descend on the garden.
Yeah, because he was with him.
He was the sole pilgrim to escape with
No,
his
escape
life.
is the wrong word.
Settled in Larvik. You'll find him at the landing there, provided he's not at sea.
Alright. So, not
Farewell.
much.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
Not much from the priestesses. Is there actually anything else over here? We did get the chance to wrap up the Taken as the Last quest as well, so I suppose not bad in that regard, but does seem as though the other dude is the guy that we're really looking for. And we have some pretty big questions for him. I'm actually surprised, though. Wait, hold on. Does it still says, talk to the priestesses of Melitele to learn what happened in the garden. We've talked to all the priestesses. Why is that not checked off? So we can try talking to you again, but
Hatred and strength.
it's not letting me interact with you anymore. So, I mean, like, the quest marker is pointing me at Josta here.
Greetings.
Is there anything else we can talk to you about?
What may I help you with this
Any
time?
other dialogue hidden behind
Morkvarg,
other
got a few more questions.
trees? Oh, we've already done all this stuff. Okay.
Farewell.
I think we just go to the
The
other guy.
goddess protect you from all evil.
think we've gotten everything that we can get out of these people, and maybe, just maybe, we could try, say, like, reloading the game and seeing if then we could talk to Karisu again and see if she has any information about Morkvar that might help us. But I think we have pretty good indication that the other guy is a real person that we want to speak to. We've not seen this little pathway here. No idea what, if anything, might be on this path other than that buck that totally skewered us. Where exactly is this? I don't think we've been here. In theory, no. This little area here, at least. Although, I think now that we are on this path, the answer is yes, we have been here. This is where we were running from those guards that were chasing us after we stole the fishing rod, and they've gotten over it now, I'm sure. There is... Oh, come on, Roach. There is a Witcher contract that we started to see around here that I believe leads to the cave over there. But we're gonna save that one, I think, until after we sort things out with Morkvarg. That might be next on the list after that. Now that we've confirmed taking Eslas is done. This is the guy over here that we want to talk to. He lied to us the first time. We basically called him out and said, hey dude, or well, we thought we were calling him out saying, hey dude, why did you run away like a scaredy cat and not protect the priestesses who got murdered by Morkvarg? He's like, oh, you know, I can't live with it, but, or well, I hate it, but it happened, and now I'm just trying to live with it. But turns out you're actually Morkvarg's friend and you enabled him. So I think stuff could go down here. So let's save.
Greetings. Praise prayer.
Hello, guard, who has decided to stand in the middle of this conversation. Lied to me that this is Einar who lied to us, not the guard who is currently 50% inside of us.
Liar.
What? I swear it on the great mother's tits.
Cut the act. Don't buy your piety one bit. You were one of Morkvarg's men.
Well, well. Sharp yarn. Didn't
Almost
see
as sharp
one
as the
thing
sword
wrong.
that is currently piercing through the
Lads
guard's
here around
chest.
me, they're mine. Armed to the teeth to the man. Let me introduce you.
Yeah, figured that you might try to send a group of people after us. But, I mean, we don't need to fight. I mean, you're probably going to insist, but...
I'm no knight errant. I'm a witcher. Didn't come here to bring you to justice.
Digging up the past? What's that for?
Need to know what actually happened in the garden. Gonna lift Morkvarg's curse.
That's the
Why would
top
you
priority.
bloody do that? Our son should suffer till Ragnarok. The day after, actually.
Our primary task is to lift the curse. I mean, you could certainly make the case that these guys were partnered with Morkvarg as Morkvarg was doing terrible things. So in some ways, they are maybe not quite as terrible people as him, but close. And so you could make the case that perhaps they deserve to be gotten rid of. But I think that's, for at least for now, an aside. And we're taking it one step at a time here. Morkvarg first. And then, you know, these guys, I mean, if they're living their lives as, I mean, this guy was just saying he's, like, going out, or trying to go out onto the sea and do something. If he's, you know, basically if they've given up their life of crime and whatever heinous acts they were doing before, then that is okay. You know, we're kind of like what Geralt's saying. You know, we're not here to right every wrong that everyone has ever made. We're here to lift the curse.
It's what I do.
Used to say the same myself, till Morkvarg gave the order to sail for Hindisfjall.
Okay, what's your point?
I raided often and cruelly, killed women, children, whatever my axe happened to hit. But priestesses, it was too much, even for me.
See, okay, so even this guy has a line.
When it was over, and Morkvarg was drinking with the rest, I took this out.
Wolf-fang pendant, covered in runes.
I got it from my Dar, who was god eye of our village. Told me that anyone I cut with a fang would suffer a fate worse than death. Spoke true, it seems.
Your pop
Huh?
mentioned how to reverse this?
Victim needs to get the fang is all. But I'll not give it to you. That whoreson should suffer.
Okay, so we can say hand it over, which will almost certainly lead to a fight. Or we could say, hey, you were saying you drew the line at attacking priestesses. And so I think this could work. If we say, hey, we're basically trying to fix the garden, this holy place, for the priestesses, and that requires that we get this item from you to get rid of the curse, so let's give it a shot.
Listen, the priestesses, they really long to get their garden back. And as I see it, you owe them, don't you think?
All right, take it. But it don't come free. Want one thing in return.
Won't tell anyone about your past, give you my word.
Not that. If you do, I'll just find you and kill you.
Yeah, we'd probably beat you,
Once
but
Morkvarg's human again, you can't let him leave. No matter what.
interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so yes, this guy was in fact partner in crime with Morkvarg and did do some terrible things. However, he recognized at some point at least that they were going too far and did not want to attack the priestesses, whereas Morkvarg said, no, I'm going for it. I'm desecrating any and everything, including their holy garden, and killing priestesses. And so we can now reverse the curse with that. Oh, hey, Roach. With the item that he just gave us. But he says we need to basically trap, imprison Morkvarg there once he turns back into a human. No, not this direction, the other direction. And I was asking myself that question. What happens if and when we do reverse the curse? You know, because sure, Morkvarg is suffering now in his current state as a starved werewolf that comes back every time he dies to just starve again. But when we do free him from his suffering, he's going to turn back into a human. And when he does that, what's to stop him from doing the terrible deeds that he was doing before? Possibly nothing. Unless we take some sort of action to prevent him from going out and wreaking havoc again. So that's why his friend was saying,
Come on now.
oh, nope, this is the wrong place. Hold on. Let's actually mark it. I was just following the path. We want to go here.
Run, Roach.
But yeah, we, at least according to his friend, need to do something. Prevent Morkvarg from basically just getting let loose again.
Come on now.
Okay. So we are here now. And so I guess this time we're just trying to find Morkvarg somewhere here. Because we have, in theory, the cure. Let's actually see. Use the thing to lift Morkvarg's curse, or find another way to... Oh. Hold on. Or find another way to lift it? What? Excuse me? So now that makes me wonder if, by talking to the priestesses of Melitele, perhaps they have one potential way to lift the curse, and then Einar, the guy that we just talked to, has his own way to potentially lift the curse. Which is interesting, because if we had knowledge of what those two ways were, then we could weigh the pros and cons of each of them and make a decision based on which one we like more. But when we only know of one of them, then we obviously don't really have much of a choice. So you're kind of just dangling this out here. The whole, ooh, there's another way, you don't know about it yet, but it exists. So that's really tempting. I feel like let's give it one more shot with the priestesses. They are close by. I really think they're going to be... I mean, it's got to be them who have the other potential solution, right? Because it was telling us to go to them, and we got some information, but didn't really get the depth of information we were looking for. No potential solutions to lift the curse. So I think that either the game bugged a little bit and did not let us speak to the person from the taken as a last quest a second time when she might actually be the person that we need to speak to. And or we just...
Slow.
Well, Roach, what are you doing? Oh, dear. Whoa, buddy. Maybe we just, okay, Roach, see, here's the, okay, we're good. We're good now. We're good now. You didn't see anything. Okay.
Take it easy.
So we go here. We'll try talking to them now, and if it's bugged out and doesn't let us get the information we need to get...
Love, hatred,
Can we go
and
through
strength.
this? We can't go through that. Okay. It is a door, but it is locked. But,
Greetings.
do you have any more information for
What
us?
may I help you with this time?
Morkvarg, got a few more questions.
So, now that we know about the whole thing, perhaps you can tell us more about the curse.
Notice I read didn't mention a curse.
All who live here know of it.
Could be, but I'm
See you,
not from
Rumi.
around
Thanks for stopping
here.
by.
Could use some information.
Archpriestess Ulva cast the curse.
You cast the
So you
curse.
said.
It bound Morkvarg to the garden for all time. So even if he is killed, he returns there.
Right. Ah, but there's no more? What about the... I just want to say, yes, but we found this fang. Tell us about this fang. Is there... This is the kind of curse that we have. Can you potentially undo something like this?
Never heard of this Morkvarg. What is it exactly?
Not what, who. The worst man Skellige has ever known.
And maybe
He
we
held
get
nothing
another
sacred,
option after
raided
this.
the lands of his own clan, took gold
If
from
she doesn't actually
Nilfgaard,
tell us anything new, we'll
murdered
try
women
talking to the
heavy
other
with child,
lady.
And children
And if she
who-
doesn't give us anything new, I mean, maybe we'll
I know the type.
explore a little
They
bit
said
more
he
and see if
feared
there are
but
other
one thing,
priestesses that we've not
albeit
actually
secretly,
spoken to at
the
all
wrath
yet.
of the gods. Morkvarg decided to prove everyone, himself included, wrong. So he came to Hindisfjall to raid the goddess's garden. This was years ago. Archpriestess Ulva stood in his path. He stabbed her in the breast and cast her into the mud. As her blood gushed forth, she cursed Morkvarg, and he transformed into a monster.
So if we try saying, mind if I ask you something else? Yeah, nothing. Okay.
Farewell.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
So we try you again.
Welcome to the Temple of Freya.
Not looking promising.
Farewell.
Think what we do. Because there do not appear to be any additional people here. Is we go up, and I mean, is there like anyone outside? Is there anyone chilling on top of this thing? Like up here? Some herbs. But it's not looking like there's really anyone else here. So I don't know. I think we head back and we encounter Morkvarg, and maybe what we'll find is when we do find him, we'll say, "Hey, we have a potential cure," and then we might, after chatting with him a little bit, find some other alternatives. But outside of that, I don't know. Seemed as if we exhausted just about every dialogue chain with the priestesses, and yet it's still telling us to do more there, which is odd. I mean, that of course raises suspicion. It makes me think that there is more to do there, but that's why we went back and I asked them again, but didn't get anything. Okay. So the quest marker is leading us over here. Just double check what the various things are. So use the Fang to lift Morkvarg's curse, or find another way. Get rid of the werewolf in the garden. That's the overarching one that's always been there. And talk to the priestesses. Yeah, I think we're just going for this one that we have highlighted right now, which is here, seemingly in this building. We go down through those doors, or do we have to go in through here somewhere. Let's try dropping down there. Like so. Yep, he's in there. But it's locked. Oh, hello. Yep, we're fighting again. Probably should have seen that one coming. Hello. You ran? You're running. Kind of. Sort of. Not so bad this time. Okay. Interact.
Here we are again.
You kind. End this. Or release me.
This time we actually may be able to. We can hand him the Fang. I mean, we haven't tried feeding him. Right, based on what he said, we expect that he will just be in excruciating pain. And we could try it to see what happens, but it mostly seems like it's just a cynical way of making him suffer. There's maybe a non-zero chance that we learn something in the process. So part of me feels like if we're trying to explore other options, find out what that other alternative may be, then this is one of the few things that we've not yet attempted to do. So we could give it a shot, even though I don't love it. Tell you what. Farewell.
See you. See.
Does he stay here for now? I want him to stay here. No, I didn't want you to do that. I just wanted to save. And then I wanted to, after that, feed you stuff. So that way, if everything went wrong and we like actually failed the quest, we could still rewind the clock. Because, like I said, I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. But it's mostly in the name of science. Just kind of see what happens. Just maybe, you know, not really fair, but so like now we need him to come back and he's not here. So now we actually want him to return immediately. It's locked, right? Yeah. So do we just leave for the time being? Come back on a later occasion and assume that he'll respawn then, and that's when we'll try actually giving him the Fang? Also, how do we get out of here? Whoa, hello, that hurt. Don't need to go down there this time. We can go up here. And we actually want to go this way. Yeah, I think that means we're basically just gonna leave, come back on a later occasion. Maybe we will, in fact, try to feed him. See what happens then. There's gonna be locked as well, right? Yeah. I mean, the place is pretty locked down. Obviously, we're finding ways in, using various staircases and whatnot, so he would still have a way to get out, even if we turn him back into a human. But it wouldn't be the most straightforward thing, just thinking about what his friend requested. Okay, but actually, no! Just let me out of here. I just want to get out. Up here. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. We're finding more ways to get trapped in here. Jump. Thank you. Stay up here. Go this way. And now. So it's like, it's a bit of a maze, you know? It might keep him contained for all of a few minutes before he, you know, returns to his dastardly deeds. But actually now, I think basically what we're doing in this case is we're probably doing something else for a little bit. Maybe even the horse races. And then once we've done that, we'll come back and assume that you will be back at that point in time. Otherwise, remind me what the deal is with this one. This off the coast a little bit? Oh no, this is the one. Yeah, we were looking at this before. It's in a totally different location. It's in where? Velen slash Novigrad. Okay. So, in that case, yeah, I think we're going for the horse races, and that may be one of the few things we have remaining at this point in time. I think it was just outside Larvik. So, let's actually check that out. Not sure we need to have the quest active, as long as we just get out of town and find the peoples who appear to be ready to do the racing, who I thought were right here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's only during the day. I don't know. Let's actually activate it. Am I in the wrong place? Ah, wrong gate. Of course. My bad. This is the direction we're looking to go in. And while we're at it, that and that. Okay, here we are. Who is the person we need to talk to? Astrid, the Vipress?
I think they call me the Vipress because I'm pleasant to talk to. Out of my sight, foreigner.
Oh, thanks. Guess we should have seen that one coming. Presumably that's going to be one of the people we're racing against. You guys just cheering. Who is the bookkeeper, please? Is it Svana?
To be perfectly honest, I did not think you'd win even one race yet.
Excuse
Here
me?
you've gone and won 3. Well, you've earned the right to ride in the Great Race.
Oh, this is
But
the
do you
Great
think
Race?
You're ready for it?
I don't know. Maybe? Possibly?
I was born ready.
Actually, I was born ready.
Start this.
Careful.
Let's start
It's
this.
a great honor and a great danger.
Is it? We also probably should have saved before doing
Time
this.
has come for the Great Race. Riding for glory of Freya will be Geralt of Rivia. And
Oh, we're
last
representing
year's champion,
Freya?
Astrid, the Vipress.
Ah, your last year's champion. I see. Well, we have sharpened our armor, sharpened our weapon, and polished up our armor, so you say no chance? No, we've actually sharpened our armor. It's even more powerful, I might add. Okay, so
Out of the way, or I'll take
again, as with other races, a lot of it comes down to timing. Just knowing when is the best time to actually
distance, drifter.
use your stamina, and when you can save your stamina and whatnot. And so when we don't know the course, then it does get. Excuse me. Why did you draw your sword, Carol? Okay, well that hurts, but is potentially short. No, we didn't make it through. Okay, well we just lost because we apparently didn't make it through this because we had to do a little bit of that stuff. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I don't actually know if that was the end of the race or what.
Mere
Or if we
participating
just
in
got
the Great
off the
Race
track
is
enough or
cause for pride.
far enough behind.
Damn near bursting with it. Till next time.
Okay, so can we just try again? Probably not. I guess this is just gonna say
Your
failed.
very names be cursed.
Or it'll say try again. I guess we can try again?
To be perfectly honest, I did not think you.
I think we can just try again.
Yet. Here you've gone and
Okay,
won
so
3.
it's
Well,
definitely
you've
not the
earned
shortest
right
race
to
we've ever
ride in the
seen.
Great Race. But do you think you're ready for it?
But I don't actually know if that was the end. I like how I'm ready, let's start is grayed out because we've already said it. Clearly we weren't actually ready on that occasion.
I was born ready. Let's start this.
Okay.
Careful. It's a great honor and a great danger.
So
The time has
it's
come
not
for the
a
great
just
race.
sprint all the way from the
Riding
beginning.
for glory of
You need to
Freya
save up your
will be
stamina at
Geralt
some
of
point.
Rivia and last
But the
year's
timing of that
champion,
is important because
Astrid, the Vipress.
Astrid will rubber band a little bit, where when we speed ahead, she will speed behind us. But when we go slow, she'll go relatively slow. So I might actually deliberately... Nah, we'll start fast. What's this about, Slain Morkvar? Yes, we are perhaps putting this off for a little bit, but we'll get to it eventually. Don't worry. Oh, don't trip up on that stuff, please. I mean, that's ultimately what caused issues last time. Excuse me? You just took a shortcut. Oh my goodness! Move the stuff off the side of the track. Did we actually recover any stamina in the process there? We may not have. She's way ahead of us now. Actually, not as much rubber banding as I would have thought. Well, no, she's over there. Okay, that is apparently the end. So I think it actually is pretty close to full-out sprint.
You lost, but to the best. Mere participating in the great
Okay, so if we
race
don't get
is
caught on
cause
any
for
of that
pride.
junk on the side of the road, then it should
Damn
be
near
fine.
bursting with
Also,
it.
she did have a
Till
pretty
next
big
time.
shortcut that she took that I did not realize we could take. Okay, so will you let us do it
To
again?
be perfectly honest,
I think you'll let us do it
didn't
again.
think you'd win even one race.
Third time's the
I
charm.
was born ready. Let's start this.
Careful. It's a great honor and a great danger.
Yeah, we're ready.
The time has come
Jeez,
for the great
cheater.
race. Riding for
Taking
glory
shortcuts,
of Freya
throwing
will be
down
Geralt of Rivia,
all these sacks and
last
barrels
year's
on the side of the
champion,
road, trying to trip us
Astrid,
up.
The Vipress.
I think she might have thrown a green shell or blue shell at one point even. Okay, so yes, I think it's a little bit shorter than I realized, because that did appear to be the end. But it's largely just a matter of, guys, stay away from the freaking racetrack, okay? There's just too much stuff on the side of the road. This one's a little bit tricky to round this corner. No, that's the one that I thought she took that shortcut last time. She didn't this time, though. A little bit strange. Okay, steady. Steady now. Or was it later on? It might have been later on. Roach? I mean, that is actually an interesting time to... No! It's this spot again. Oh my goodness. Okay, that does make me mad. This is the end right here. And we actually nearly caught up to her nonetheless, but it's just so...
You lost, but to the best.
It's a
Mere
pain.
Participating in the great race is
It's like she
cause for
pushed us
pride.
into the side and then we got trapped.
Damn near bursting
On a
with
tree?
it. Till next time.
Which is not... You know, I don't appreciate that. You know? Like, it's not really our fault that you pushed us. And there happens to be a tree in a really
Here, you've
inconvenient
got
place. So, like, we're gonna win this
born
race
ready.
eventually.
Careful. It's a great honor and a great danger.
But it is a pain.
The
I will not
time
lie
has
to you.
come for the great race.
I do not like this person we are going against, which also doesn't help. It's a really straightforward race. We should easily be able to win this, if not for getting stuck on that stuff on the side of the road. I mean, you saw that when we are able to just sprint ahead, we just sprint ahead, and it's that simple. We, I believe, have enough stamina to sprint basically all the way to the finish line. But it is, yeah, that's the potential shortcut. She did take it this time. She did take it this time. It's a sharp turn if you don't take it. Like that. She's pushing us there. And we get freaking stuck on the bridge, and this is the... Okay. I'm legitimately mad at this point. Right, she actually, like, walks to the finish line, and we actually probably could have beat her, nonetheless. Alright. Alright. This is the last time we're doing this one. We'll come back to it later if we can't get it done this time, but you're testing my patience now. This is, I'm actually displeased. Actively displeased with this quest now. Like, just give me a straight-up race. Don't give me any of this nonsense with you pushing us into barriers, people walking into the racetrack, obstacles in the racetrack, you taking shortcuts. Just give me a normal race. This is the one where we can go off to the side. What did I just say? Don't give me any... The camera's going crazy. Just give me a normal camera. What is wrong with this quest? Oh my... Okay. That's enough. This is ridiculous. This is now ridiculous. We could even... Like, that might even be something you can do, is deliberately skip the bridge. We're stopping this right now. This is absurd.
You lost.
way too gimmicky. No, thank you. Maybe on another time when I've not lost my patience with you, but just give me a normal race. I'm happy to do it. Give me a race with things on the side of the road, you pushing us into barriers, and I'm not having it. So at least we do get the chance to try it again, but I'm very displeased with that. You know, it's not a race. It's push people into barriers, and that's it.